President Trump is also speaking out about the poisoning of former Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter.
It sounds to me like it would be Russia. As soon as we get the facts straight, if we agree with them, we will condemn Russia or whoever it may be.
Well, meanwhile, British Prime Minister Theresa May has blamed Russia for the attack. The Prime Minister told British Parliament that it was highly likely Russia was responsible for the attack. She also says that the poison used was a military-grade nerve agent. CBS News foreign correspondent Charlie D'Agata joins me now from London. So, Charlie, the Russian foreign minister has completely dismissed the allegation. The exact words, I believe, was nonsense. This comes ahead of a Russian official who's supposed to speak further about this. What more do we know?
Well, Sergei Lavrov said today, in flatly denying any Russian involvement and calling it nonsense, saying that Russia refuses to cooperate with the British investigation unless they receive samples of the nerve agent that was believed to have been used. Obviously, that is not likely to happen. So the Russians are digging in as we have just a few hours left to the deadline that British Prime Minister Theresa May set forth in order to get answers from the Russians on how this military-grade nerve agent managed to reach British soil.
So, Charlie, we understand she's going to make a statement tomorrow. Do we know what she's expected to say?
Well, you know, after the deadline passes tonight, I'm sure they have been discussing, and they will discuss tomorrow at the National Security Council tomorrow morning, measures that Britain is prepared to take, along with its allies, anybody that will support. And they have named the United States in hoping for that support. Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson said that he wanted support from the United States and from European allies, NATO allies, in support of Britain's contentious situation with Russia.
If there was any sort of British retaliation, Charlie, any sense of what that might look like?
There are any numbers of ways that Prime Minister Theresa May can retaliate, and she's already lined up a few of these. The normal traditional ways is the freezing of assets for Russian oligarchs, and again, that is something that would certainly be more powerful and more effective if it went beyond the shores of Great Britain to the United States and throughout Europe. Expelling diplomats, and that has happened in the past. Launching cyber attacks and possibly shutting down Russian media here, and that's already being discussed. Russia Today is in the firing line as one of the Russian media organizations that may be targeted if these measures are to go ahead.
Charlie, going back to this nerve agent, is there a smoking gun or a way to completely say this is 100% Russia on this?
Well, I just spoke to a toxicologist this afternoon, and it does appear to be a signature nerve agent, one that was developed, Novichok it's called, developed by the Soviet Union throughout the 70s and 80s. And it uses two different compounds that together aren't as toxic as what happens when you put them together. And it was specifically designed to skirt around some of the chemical weapons testing at the time. So it does have a signature on it. It suggests that it is the same sort of nerve agent that was developed in the Soviet Union, and it's got Russia's fingerprints all over it, is what this toxicologist said. And it is more likely than not that it was brought into this country. It does not take a lot of this nerve agent to have a lethal impact. We're talking about only a few drops, something that could be contained in, say, a shampoo bottle, even in a carry-on. So there is every indication, certainly by British investigators, that this substance, this nerve agent, originated in Russia.
Terrifying stuff, Charlie, and just the impact that it had on people who were within contact of it. Pretty scary. Charlie D'Agata coming to us from London. Charlie, thank you for that.
Thank you.